Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo Short crew. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year 2024. What's in store? Well, good news and bad news, depending on what team you're rooting for. As far as the Texans, Stroud is back. Did he come back in a nick of time like Superman? With these last games remaining, playoff hopes is still alive. Playoff hopes still alive. He came back. He seemed like he was back in the groove, like he never missed a step. He looks like the old C.J. Stroud. So that's going to play well for the Texans. Texans pulled it out 26-3. C.J. Stroud played fairly well for his first game back. Nothing to gripe about on the stat sheet. But the Tennessee Titans, winnable game. Just like this last game against the Colts is going to be a winnable game. Texans control their own destiny. Will they get into the playoffs? Should be no problem, right? You would think that. Right, Houston Texans team show up, they should be in the playoffs. These last two games, Titans and Colts, they should be able to get themselves into the playoffs. Was it pretty? No, it wasn't pretty. Has it been ups and downs? There's been plenty ups and downs. A lot of games they left on the field that should have been wins, turning to losses. Late in games, just not showing up, looking like your usual self on offense. Defense up and down throughout the year. Nothing consistent going into each game. But having the opportunity to get into the playoffs this new year coming in, I say, hey, let's go for it. Let's go for it. You possibly can sneak yourself a first round win as well. Texans are good enough to get a first round win. But all in all, the tale of the tape is the Texans getting to the playoffs is a successful year. Just wanted to get into the playoffs. We'll worry about everything else once they get there. But just getting to the playoffs alone for the Houston Texans is a feat in itself. So we're going to have to applaud this team, especially if they make it in, which I think they will make it in. Just take care of your own business. You control your own destiny pretty much. Go in there, take care of the Colts, and everything will be taken care of. So we're going to get into the stat sheet. 26-3, Houston Texans beat the Titans. Old Houston team got out of town wearing the old school uniforms that I don't like or we all don't like. So let's go ahead and take a look at this box sheet. And Happy New Year once again. There it is, 26-3, Houston Texans. Trying to take care of business late to get into these playoffs. Man, it'd be an unbelievable story from where they came from. Be an unbelievable story. Ryan Tannehill, let's start off with him. 16 for 20. He played a good game. 168 yards, 8.4 on average. Got sacked a lot. But as far as managing the game, they couldn't get too much going on offense. But as far as him as an individual, he patty caked his way. 16 for 20. Didn't take a lot of risk. But he managed the game. You can't put it on him. Derrick Henry. Last couple of times the Texans have played the Titans, they have shut down Derrick Henry. No surprise here. 12 carries, 42 yards, 3.5 on average. Best thing about Henry, to stop him, you just got to stop his momentum. Don't let him get a full charge. Stop those happy feet early, get him down. Can't gain any momentum. He's like a runaway train. Once he get his momentum going and smoking, can't stop a train when it's moving. Stop him before he gets moving. That's what the Texans have been doing last couple of times they played them. Derrick Henry has been really no factor. They've been bottling him up, and he don't even have the carries to show for it. Just to let you know how they shut him down. But they didn't even believe in giving him 25 to 30 carries. Plus, the Titans are kind of desperate right now, so they're not going to be patient with any kind of running. They thinking fast, furious, and try to get points on the board throwing the ball. But hey, when you're bad, you're bad. And they were bad on Sunday. Old DeAndre Hopkins, old Houstonian there. Or at least he played for the Texans. I don't know if you want to call him a Houstonian. I'll call him a Houstonian. But 7 catches for 72 yards, 10.3 on average, 7 targets. He done his job. Yeah, you want to be over 100 yards and things like that, but this is not the DeAndre Hopkins of old. This is a new version of DeAndre Hopkins. He's not the player he used to be. He's kind of a little shell of himself, but he still can be a possession receiver. He still can catch first downs. He still can get that 7 or 8 yards that you need, those grimy yards that keep a possession going. So DeAndre Hopkins is a sure-handed wide receiver, and he's keeping his career going. Whether he got to bounce around with teams, whatever the case may be, he's staying in the league so far. He's a favorite of mine. But yeah, if you're looking for DeAndre Hopkins to be the Houston Texans hop, you're not going to get too much there. So the Texans pretty much shut down their offense. They don't really have too much to show for it. You got Kevon Wallace. He got 11 tackles, 7 solo. That's a standout. Otis Reese himself, 10 tackles and 4 solo. But nothing glamorous on his stat sheet. Really on both sides, nothing really glamorous. We're just going to take a peek at it. Just to show Houston Texans got the win they needed. And they just got to do it again against the Colts. Got to show up for that one. But let's take a look at C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, 24 for 32, 213 yards, 6.7 on average, 1 touchdown. Not bad on your first game back after that concussion. He's getting back in the groove, but you could tell the offense is totally different when he's out there on the field. Yeah, we might love Davis Mills a little bit and Case Keenum, but you need your horse in the backfield, snapping from underneath that center if you want to win ball games. You're going to live and die by his production and what he's going to do for this team. But C.J. Stroud, he played a good game, and it's going to get better from him. He can go in with the Colts, go in there, have a good game, try to lead into the playoffs on a good note, and see what you come down with. Devin Singletary, he's still showing up like usual. 16 carries, 80 yards, 5.0 on average. Hey, keep giving him the ball. 5 yards a carry can win you a ball game. Dameon Pierce, 8 carries, 16 yards, 2.0. He's not getting too much action now since Devin Singletary is in there after coming off the injury Dameon Pierce had. Yeah, you want to mix him in a little bit, but he's not himself. They're just slowly rolling him in full-fledged next year. You know, if he can be healthy, he can emerge and try to have a great year. Could he get his starting position back? Maybe, maybe not. But the way the Texans need to go is by committee anyway. So he's going to get his carries. They can pretty much balance it out or see who can take over that role coming into next year, depending on health and how you emerge from the previous season. Nico Collins, he even got a carry for 7 yards. So rushing game was there. It was able to mix it up a little bit with some passing. And that ultimately got Houston Texans to win with some defense. You know, they only gave them 3 points. Whether you want to call that bad offense or what, they still only scored 3 points. That's great defense, however you look at it. Nico Collins, glad he's back. 7 catches for 80 yards. 11.4 on average. Long was 21 and targeted 8 times. Robert Woods got in on the action with his 4 grabs with 58 yards, 14.5 on average. And then so forth. You got a bunch of singles in there as well. So just glad to get Houston Texans get this win and still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. They just got to take care of their business. It's in their hands now. And these are favorable games to win. These are not no powerhouse teams. Take care of your business. Beat the Titans. You already took care of that. Now you got the Colts. Another division rival. They want to play spoiler, if you want to say spoiler, but they want to make sure you lose that ball game, and you got to go in their building and take care of business. Show them that you belong. But, man, this has just been a crazy NFL season end at the bottom of this schedule. Like we talked about before, a lot of powerhouse teams been losing. They kind of got back on stride this week. You know, Kansas City won after they've been losing. Baltimore Ravens, man. What they put on those Dolphins, who would have expected that? Like karma coming back to bite you after they done scored their 70 this year, they come right back and lose. 56 points the Baltimore Ravens put on them. Was it 56-20 or something like that? But man, these Baltimore Ravens are looking pretty scary here. They just turned it on all of a sudden, like they're on a whole different level from everybody in the league. And Lamar Jackson pretty much gonna win this MVP. You ask me, he deserved it, and he worked for it. He done played against teams that had candidates for the MVP. He overshined them. He's keeping his momentum going, playing some hell of a football. So watch out for those Baltimore Ravens, because them Ravens could possibly be in a Super Bowl. It's a toss-up. It really is. This season here alone, you can't just say who's going to flat out win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl. It's up in the air because a lot of teams been inconsistent. Powerhouse teams, like I said, been dropping ball games. You don't expect it. So this playoff's going to be a whole lot of fun because you can't just say they're going to the Super Bowl. You know, in previous years, you say Kansas City's going to be in the Super Bowl or with the Buccaneers. You know, you start saying teams like that, even the Rams at one time when they're at their little peak. And now they're trying to get their momentum going for these playoffs. Just don't know who's going to get it. So, yeah, it's open this year. And Philadelphia Eagles, what we're going to get to here as well. So, Texans, take care of your business. Great job just to have the opportunity to get into the playoffs. Like I said, it ain't about winning a playoff game. Just get there. And that's a successful season for the Houston Texans. How it's been for the past years, man, or should I say decades, to have this opportunity here to see how far you can go with a new group, new coach, new quarterback, a lot of different players, bringing in different schemes, so to speak, new culture, new mindset. Let's go get it. Let's go check out these Eagles, man, because I don't know what's going on with them. We won't look at the team stats yet. We'll go straight to this box score. There we go. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know what's up with this football team. I don't know what's up with them. Watching that game was very painful. Game they should have won. Game they should have took very seriously. And the score really don't justify how they really got whooped on the football field. The Cardinals had their way all day in this game. They had no problems moving the football. The Eagles' defense is so treacherous right now. I mean, it almost feels like this team don't even deserve to go to the playoffs. They are very lucky that they won a hell of a lot of games early in the season to have the record that they have. Because them falling off the cliff here late, they are very lucky, because it's a team that probably could be missing the playoffs if they started the season this way. Yeah, it's frustrating. 35-31, the Cardinals beat the Eagles, and trust me, it wasn't that close. It wasn't that close at all. I'm going to talk about the offense. I can talk about both of them, and I might here and there, but man, this defense is just treacherous, man. I don't know what happened to this defense. They can't do anything. They can't cause pressure. They can't get turnovers. They can't hit people and get them on the ground. They're having problems doing everything on the football field to win games. And I don't know where they lost it. Well, I probably do know where they lost it, but I don't know if they're going to get it back. I really don't know, man. You can't just turn the channel as soon as the playoffs start and say, whoop, we back in stride again. Doesn't happen that way. This team has got to find some kind of rhythm before the playoffs, and they can't do it. They can't do it. And it's tough. Now, for this offense, man. Brian Johnson. You heard all the boos. You heard how furious those fans were at home watching that game. Your job should be in jeopardy, and what I believe, if y'all wasn't making the playoffs, you'd probably be fired during the season. I don't know what you're doing on offense. I've talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Your play calling is horrendous. When you're down in a game and you're calling wide receiver screens, you're still trying to run the ball. You have Jalen Hurts doing quarterback draws and quarterback sweeps. First of all, we're not getting any yardage on none of those play calls. You're not pushing the ball down the field, trying to get back into the game or trying to hold a little lead that you got or trying to extend the lead. You running these choreographed plays that are not even working. You got to go. Plain and simple, you have got to go. I can call that game better right now. Give me the play call sheet. I'm going to rip it up and I'm going to just wing it. And I guarantee you it's going to look better than what you calling out there on that field. It's a shame, man. The Eagles are an aggressive play calling team on defense and offense. That's what it was breaded on for decades. That play calling to me is playing on your heels, and it seems like you're trying not to lose the game. Seems like it's scared play calling to me. Very frustrating. Y'all needed to get booed. Booed out of your own stadium with that kind of performance. Like we always say, effort has to be there. Don't mind losing, but the effort has to be there. And this has to be there. You're on a sideline play calling. You're not trying to get the ball down the field. You're supposed to be passing and you're running. And when you do finally pass, you're doing a wide receiver screen out that's getting blowed up every time. Jalen Hurts, occasionally on a surprise, you can run those plays, but you're trying to milk that play. Go get your quarterback hurt. He's not getting that much yardage on it because they're waiting on it. They got spies. They're looking for that because you've been running it too much throughout the game. You can't even get the ball to your playmakers. Got one of the best wide receiver tandems in this league, and you can't even find a way to get them the football. Already moving A.J. Brown all over the line of scrimmage, trying to get him some touches. Doesn't seem like it. Seems like you only throw him a bone when y'all think he's going to get aggravated or he's mad or he's frustrated. Okay, let's give him one. Doesn't work like that, man. This guy needs the football in his hands any way he can get it. He's a game changer. He can win games. He can blow it wide open. You just got to get the ball in his hands. These receivers are not making enough plays as they should. Yeah, man, y'all all off map. All off map. And that offensive play calling is a big part of it. Defense is a whole nother ball game. Too many playmakers on that team, on that side of the ball. I don't know why nobody's making plays. Even the big heavy hitters, the big name branders are not even making plays. What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? But Brian Johnson, gonna send you out on the first train smoking. It's terrible. It's terrible. This is not even football that the Eagles are playing right now. And what it looks like to me, depending on who they're gonna play, this first round could be a quick, easy out depending on who you're playing. It's not the regular season no more. Once these playoffs start, you're playing heavy hitters every game, every week. And y'all go out there with that kind of performance, you don't have a shot. You don't have a shot. So, I don't know what's going on. Like I said before, I don't know I'm watching just like everybody else right now. I'm watching them fall apart. The play calling's not right. Sirianni, I don't know what's really going on with him. Love him as a coach. I don't know if he's applying enough pressure. I don't know if the team's tuned him out, because it almost could seem like that as well. Something is going on inside that a lot of people don't know about. They just, they're not talking. Something's going on. That's the only way something like this could happen, where you fall completely off the map. Because that's what they've done. They fell completely off the map. Losing to teams that have no business losing to. Getting in dog fights with teams they should be blowing out. Like I said, frustrating. Let's get to this box sheet. Kyler Murray, 25 for 31, 232 yards, 7.5 on average, 3 touchdowns. He played a hell of a game, 1 pick. Just a great showing by him. Gutsy game by him. But James Conner, he is the player of the game to me in this game. He ran up and down the football field and up and down the football field. Where did he go? He's all the way in the end zone. No defense whatsoever. You allow a guy to get 26 carries for 128 yards, 4.9, basically 5 yards on average in the touchdown. Every time he touched the ball, it seemed like a gashing play. He's dragging people with him. Hard, tough yards. This defense is built on toughness. The Eagles. Can't stop the guy. He balanced it out for him. Hell of a game by James Conner. He definitely was the player of the game. If he wasn't, he is for me in this game. I mean, they just couldn't stop him. They just couldn't stop him. He's a hard runner to begin with. I always like James Conner. Hell of a runner. Arizona better hold on to him. We better hold on to him. Greg Dortch. 7 catches, 82 yards, 11.7 on average. They had a little mixture going. Trey McBride, he had 6 catches as well for 48 yards. Then you got a couple of 4 threes and 2s. But the main thing for them is the balance that they had. They were able to run the ball and pass the ball. They was able to have the time of possession. It's like the Eagles just could not get off the football field with this team. They had no problems on offense. When the last time a team just had no problems on offense with the Philadelphia Eagles defense? Matter of fact, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, they both need to be on the first train smoking. Yeah, man, it's going to be a cleaning house session at the end of this season. At the end of this season, it has to be a cleaning house session. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 23, 167 yards, 7.3 on average. He had 3 touchdowns himself. Good game. Not a whole lot of yardage. 18 for 23, but only 167 yards. I mean, that doesn't jump off. Doesn't jump off at all. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 61 yards, 4.7 on average. Jalen Hurts with his 25 yards, 8 carries. Seemed like they ran him more than that. And then you come down here and you just look at these wide receivers and you say, what the hell is going on? Because the Eagles are a passing team, if anybody didn't know that. They're a big play offense. And part of that big play offense is the wide receivers. Catching balls down the field, making people miss, scoring touchdowns, gaining a whole lot of yardage. Home run hitters. Look at this stat sheet. A.J. Brown. How many games he had over 100 receiving yards in a game? And then it just fell off, and he is just battling to get 50 yards a game now. 4 catches, 53 yards, 13.3 on average, 5 targets. First of all, not enough targets. Not enough catches. Damn sure not enough yards. Why are we having problems getting him the ball? Why are we having problems getting him the ball? Dallas Goedert. See, that's why you got 167. Because they're playing dink and dunk. Swift, Goedert. 5 yards, 6 yards, maybe 7 yards. Can't get the ball to their big play receivers, man. Look at Julio Jones. 2 catches, 34 yards. Look at the other big play guy, Devontae Smith, 3 catches for 30 yards. This is what I'm talking about. 7 catches between your star receivers on offense. Between both of them, 7 catches. Come on, man. Oh, boy. It's tough. It's tough. Morrow, 14 tackles, 9 solo. He was in the mix. He probably got all those tackles because everybody else was missing tackles. Guy under him, 11 tackles, 8 solo. Then Blankenship, 11 tackles, 7 solo. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that double digits in tackling because everybody's running free. Everybody's running free. There's a lot of big tackles to be made. Either you're going to miss them or you're going to make them. A lot of them missed them. The ones that made the tackles, they're going to get double digits. They had a lot of action for that. Because the Cardinals are just up and down the football field, up and down the football field, scoring touchdowns, running the ball, and also winning the game. Wow, man. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm worried, yeah, I'm worried. No doubt about that. Because if y'all don't remember, I predicted and knew that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's their time to win it. It slipped by last year, and this year they were going to win the Super Bowl. I'm lost now. I don't know what team's going to show up, but I know one thing. Some other teams have been showing up for the past maybe 5 weeks, you know? So, we're going to see, man. Maybe they can strike something up, playoff start, whatever. But a lot of changes are going to be made. A lot of changes need to be made. And now you have to start really looking at Nick Sirianni. The guy I vouch for. The guy I love as the head coach. But when you fall apart this badly, you got to look at the head man. Because if the head man can't get on the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator and get them straightened out in line, then why is he in that position? If he can't jolt something loose there, he already made a move already before on the defensive side. Put one guy up in the skybox and brought the other guy down on the field. Maybe more changes need to be made than that. Huh? We might need some firings. Jeffrey Lurie, we might need some firings. Howie Roseman, we might need some firings. And maybe it's too late because the playoffs are around the corner. You don't want to shake more things up. I don't know. But damn sure, once you eliminate it, if that's the case, you're going to be, because you will be eliminated playing this kind of football. No doubt about it. You will be eliminated. In case you can bottle up some magic that you had early in the season and you start looking like the Philadelphia Eagles again, yeah, you'll be going home. You're going to be going home. So yeah, sad song. Terrible, terrible loss for the Eagles against these Cardinals. Terrible loss. You can't even explain something like this. Can't explain it. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But Cardinals, the way y'all made those Cardinals look, Cardinals ain't got nothing to worry about coming in next season. If it's going to be like this for the Cardinals. I mean, they were in their wheelhouse. They look like a Super Bowl team. Unfortunately, their record doesn't show that. But next season coming in, they keep the same group or add some pieces. Hey, they were the stronger bird in this game. So, happy New Year to the Texans. It was a great New Year. Bad New Year for the Eagles. They're still lost, trying to find it. And the only thing they can wish for is that they're in the new year, 2024, and maybe they get their old ways back. We'll see. Who knows? But that's a shake-up, fellas. I wanted to come in and break down this Eagle game. It was a huge one that they needed to get. Keep the train moving. You got the Cowboys coming up. You know what I mean? You want to keep this race ahead. 49ers, all that. Everybody's bottled up into a race. And you got to have the games you're supposed to win. They laying eggs. They're laying eggs. Missing the opportunity. So we'll see where it lands, like I said. And the Texans, man, take care of your business against those Colts. You'll get into the playoffs, and then you just roll the dice from there. Nobody's going to fault you. Whatever happens after that, y'all get into the playoffs, Houston Texans, nobody's going to fault you from that. Especially where y'all came from throughout the year, the injuries, different people in and out of the lineup. Offensive line all shuffled. Secondary all broken up. C.J. Stroud out coming back. Running back problems. Wide receivers out coming in and out for the season. Y'all done seen everything in one season that any other team could fall apart on. But y'all kept it together. And DeMeco Ryans, hell of a leader, hell of a head coach for this football team. And to bring them to where they're at now from where they was, hey man, you have to applaud the effort. You really do. So take care of business against those Colts. Get in there, and it could be celebration time. Because y'all had a hell of a year. Hell of a year to come in and make the playoffs. First season for Stroud. First season for DeMeco Ryans, the head coach, to get into the playoffs. Wow. Big things to come. Big things to come. Tell you what we can do. We'll take a peek at the scoreboard. Rest of the games. You can't watch them all, but we can go over it, see what the score's looking like, who won, who lost. For the ones who didn't watch the games or don't even know who won or lost.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
All right. Because there are some fans out there that don't actually watch the games. They just talk about it, look at the ticker at the bottom. Let's see here. And the one at the top, of course, Cardinals and Eagles. We already discussed that. Pitiful game. Jets and Browns. I'm going to check my picks out too. Maybe tomorrow or after that. We'll check it out. See how we did. How we did. And I don't think anybody else put any picks out there who try to see if they can beat my record. Told you, free t-shirt mailed to you, free shipping, no cost if you beat my picks record. Told you, just put it in the comment section on who you're picking for the week, and if they beat mine, got your free t-shirt. Just tell me your size, but you'll have to send your address to my email, goodymotorwardengoods@gmail.com. If you win, you have to send your address to the email, goodymotorwardengoods@gmail.com. And your shirt be coming to your front door. Like I say, just state your size, and it all gonna happen if you beat my picks. That's every week now, even starting next season. Kind of started it late, but I did it last 3 ball games, so we'll see. We'll see. Lions and Cowboys. Well, some controversy on that, wasn't it? Are you eligible or you're not eligible? Even the Cowboys feel like they didn't win that game. 19-20. 19-20. And that's what made that Eagles loss just bad. Terrible. Because the Cowboys won. They don't feel like they won, but they won it. Both teams 11-5. Yeah, Lions, y'all had your opportunity. Is it highway robbery or is it not? Y'all let me know. Should the Cowboys have won that game? Should the Cowboys have won this game? Dolphins and Ravens. Nobody saw that one coming. Now, I picked the Ravens to win, but like this? No. not like this. Not like that. 56-19. If that's not an ass whooping, I don't know what is. But the Ravens, they're looking good. They're looking real good. Patriots and Bills. We kind of all knew which way that one was going to go. Bills pulled it out 27-21. Hard fought, but I got to give it to the Patriots, though. This back end of games, they kind of picking it up. They're starting to look like a football team. They're not winning them, but, hey, they're competing. That's all you can ask for. Falcons and Bears. That one kind of shocked me a little bit. I didn't expect that one. Especially a blowout. 37-17. Bears put on those Falcons. My. And that's the Titans and the Texans, 26-3. We covered that. Texans 9-7, Titans 5-11. Got to win those games, and they took care of business. Move on to the Colts. Colts beat the Raiders, matter of fact, 20-23. They're 9-7 as well. We can't state what kind of huge game that's coming up. And I'm expecting them to fire on all cylinders. The effort's going to be there. The intensity. They're going to play with their hair on fire. And they're going to go out there hungry and greedy like they want it. That's what I'm expecting from the Texans. Ain't time to go patty caking in that ball game. So go take care of your business. Jaguars 9-7 as well. Like I said, Houston had every opportunity to gain ground because when they were losing, the Jaguars was losing, and if the Texans are starting to win a lot of them ball games, man, they could be in front of these Jaguars as they beat the Panthers 26-0. 2-14 Panthers, 9-7 Jaguars. Okay, Rams and Giants. Rams came very close to losing that ball game. Yeah, Giants kicker just missed it. It wasn't a very long field goal, makeable field goal. Just choked and missed it. And that kind of tops off the Giants season, how it's been all year. That kick right there. But 26-25, Rams got the Giants. Is what it is. Giants been pitiful all year long. They're going to have to flip that team upside down as well. Saints and Buccaneers. Saints made me pay this week. Haven't picked them in like 3 weeks. They say, okay, we got you. They beat the Bucs 23-13. Both teams are 8-8. Knockout, drag out. I don't know their situation, but it's slim to none. But maybe they got a small, little tiny shot. Small, tiny shot. 49ers and Commanders. We knew which way that one was going, but hey, if the Commanders snuck up, like we said, hey, we'll take it. But 49ers, man, great football team. They dropped a couple, I think, that they should have won as well. But they're back on the winning side. 27-10, beat the Commanders. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle down in these playoffs. And I like this one, Steelers and Seahawks. Black and blue game. Steelers was able to come out on top of that one. They was able to come out on top. It's a big Huge win for those Steelers. And Seahawks, if they would have got it. You know, both of these teams needed that one bad. I was glad the Steelers got it. Chargers and Broncos. 16-9. Broncos beat the Chargers. Did they bench Russell Wilson for the rest of the remainder of this season? That was a little bold call, and something's going on there. Now, I ain't saying he's playing out of his mind. Why did you bench him? No, I'm not talking like that. Just to make that call. Sean Payton basically telling you a veteran. Is he a Hall of Famer? Maybe a future Hall of Famer? What y'all think? Russell Wilson, is he a Hall of Famer when his career is done? Some people might question that. But to bench him, veteran guy who has Super Bowl, and say you're done, you got to have a whole lot of frustration now if you're Sean Payton. Because he vouched for this guy all season long until he gets to a point and say, no. Sit down, we're done with you. Next man up. Oh, yeah. That was a tough call. Calls like that can ruin relationships.
Oh, that's not good.
But he's about product and he's about winning. And if you're not producing and you're struggling and you're not running the offense that he wants to run, hey, it happens. Bengals and Chiefs. Bengals had an opportunity to win this game early. They kind of patty-caked around, allowed the Chiefs to get their momentum and start feeling good about themselves and have flashbacks of the greatness they've had all last season. So they picked it up and just won the game, made plays. Once you get Mahomes talking and competing and foaming at the mouth and getting into the game, and Kelsey and the rest of those guys, even though they have some drop balls, but as a team, they know how to win ball games when it gets ugly and it gets nasty and it seems like your offense bogged down and you can't get anything going. You allow them to strike a match and you play around with them when you should just got them out of the ball game. And they gain momentum. You're finished and you're done. That was the case in this game because the Bengals had their opportunity. They had it. Chiefs woke up. There you have it. Patrick Magician Mahomes. Where they come at? Let's see. Packers and Vikings. $33-10. I think I picked those Packers. Yeah, 8-8 Packers. 7-9 Vikings. Packers got them 33-10, man. Both of those teams were desperate. Very desperate. And that's the scoreboard for week 17. Wasn't pleasant, depending on who your team is, whether it was pleasant or not. But bittersweet for me, for sure. You know, I always want the Texans to do well, and Eagles as well. So, bittersweet. But everybody else who won, congratulations. Like I said, Happy New Year, 2024. See what's in store. You know y'all gonna have all y'all resolutions going, and then in 2 or 3 months you're gonna forget all about them and go back to your old habits. Is that how it goes? Is that how it usually goes? Well, let's make a resolution this year. The resolution is gonna be stick to your original resolution. That's gonna be the resolution. Stick to your original resolution. Is that easy enough? My Eagles, y'all ought to be glad that it's 2024. Because y'all gotta wipe that dirty bird funk, whatever y'all got on y'all, or the dampness of the rain or whatever in your nest is flooding, full of water, and y'all just can't get off y'all feet, can't spread your wings. I don't know what the case is, but y'all gotta straighten it up. But we gonna get up out of here. Tune in to the Rockets game if y'all Rockets fans or care anything about the Rockets. They playing tonight. They've been on a slump and slide. Well, they lost 3 games in a row. Now they got the Detroit Pistons, which had the longest losing streak ever of 26 to damn near 30 games. I think they finally won one early in the week, I think. Forgot what team that was. But yeah, they finally got off the snide off the longest losing streak that, I don't know, might have broke a record. I don't know. We got to check that out. But yeah, the Rockets are playing tonight against the Detroit Pistons, trying to get back on the winning side for them. That's a whole nother stage. I might come in and talk about that game later on tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Depending on, we're gonna see how it goes tonight. But I wanted to cover Jalen Green for sure. Yeah, that game they put the ball in his hands and he didn't want to take the shot. Can you believe that? That has been the problem with him. That was frustrating. That was frustrating to watch that. But like I said, we ain't gonna cover that. That's for another video. Well, y'all enjoy yourselves. Happy New Year's once again. This is Making It Monday as well. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. This Goodymo Sports quick hits. And I know it ain't coming rapid as it was, but we still gonna try to keep it rolling in there at least once, twice a week. When the time is available. Like I say, everything is pressed, but I'm just not gonna vanish it all completely. No, never that. So enjoy yourselves. Goodymo Sports quick hits. Thanks for y'all time. Enjoy it. Happy New Year once again. Be safe. We out of here. Peace.